Okay, this is the data here. Okay, so the first step, I can see the data, right? So we're gonna do that data and a copy to the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, we open that Excel spreadsheet. Okay, this is the data we have here. We're gonna have to, okay. It looks, doesn't look like what we want. Okay, so we select one column. Control C. Okay, this is a one column data, and then we select another column. Okay. So let's see, we are going to do some of the data analysis. Let me see, we change some of the numbers. Okay, I'm now going to make it the same. Huh? Yeah. So I see I change some of the numbers and so okay. And this is like 13 or something. Okay, so I changed that numbers already. So it's not going to be exactly the answer you want. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. So, but you have to do it by yourself. And so let's say we do here. This is the, okay, this is we need to add a column. Insert to the first column, we call data. And then we have like an ID, right? So you can do the ID 1 or 2, then you can actually know how many numbers you have, right? So all the way down here. Okay, remember, if you wanted to know how many numbers you have, and actually you can do is equal to the count, right? So you count the total how many numbers you have, and then you select all those numbers. Okay, you select all of them, and that give you the total number of observation. Okay, it's 24, right? So when you count that all the way down, it's actually is 24. So yeah, so this is the way you can do is you count, you know how many numbers you have. And then you can know which one is the biggest one. So let's say, do you know the function for the largest number? Yeah, you using max. Okay, so you max or select all those numbers. Right? Okay, that's the largest number. And then you can know which one is the smallest number. Okay, so this is called minimum. Your minimum, you select all that.
Professor?
Yeah.
You're recording this, right?
Yeah, I already recorded that. And so I'm going to post on YouTube. So okay, so that's helpful for you to see. You know, some of the students last time, hey, you know, I forgot, you know, some after the class, you know, what I did here. Okay, so why, you know, do you know why I wanted to know the maximum and minimum number of the data? You don't know?
What is the maximum number? What
Yeah.
is the largest and what is the less number?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Do you know why?
For average.
We wanted to classify several groups, remember? So we wanted to know the minimum and the maximum because that we wanted to know how many groups is the best, right? So that's why. So I show you the number like a class. So you wanted to know this because you can classify into these different groups. Okay, this is the reason why I do that. So you wanted to know that we classify like 5 different groups, right? 5 different groups. So each group is going to have 4 numbers included in each group. So the minimum is 11, the maximum is 27. So I might consider that, okay, between 10 to 30 or something. 10 to 30. Do you know why I choose 10 to 30? Because
And it's less than the minimum.
yeah,
And the 30 is the maximum.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so the maximum is 27. So you need to cover those numbers. Okay, between these 2 groups. Okay, and then you are using like 5 different groups, right? 5 different groups. So we can classify into like 5 different groups. And the first group, you might see that is 10 to 13. The second group is 14 to 17 or something. Is that okay? Okay, so what I did before, remember, so we look at the formula here for the PowerPoint slides. The distribution of frequency. Do you remember how many numbers in that group? How do you count that? What is the formula in Excel spreadsheet?
Is it count if and then select all data sets?
Okay. Good. Yeah, so we're using count if. Okay. We need to use the distribution of the data. We are using the Excel, which is called count if. Okay, this is how you calculate the frequency, right? So if this data is within that range, so we're gonna do it's going to coming out a number. Okay, so you can see this is the data we have here. Of course, you can using frequency, right? You can also use a frequency data or is a count if. Okay. So the function we're gonna use is called count if or frequency. Frequency is also the data, like say we have A2 to D2, you know, A2 to D2, right? And this is a A2 to D6. Okay, that's all the data we have until this range. And then you see A10 to A14. Okay, A10 to A14 is going to be the bin. That's you use. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna say this is the data is 10, and this is a 14, and this is a 18. This is a 22. Okay, this is a 22. And this is a 25. Okay, so we're using frequency.
Last one, 26.
Hmm?
Last one, 26 or 25.
Oh, 20. Okay, I'm sorry. This is 26. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Is the last one is 26. Okay. Okay, use a frequency. Is a use a frequency. And you select all those data, right? Okay, and sorry.
If
Huh?
there's frequency or count if they have the same.
Yeah, it's going to give you the same result. I'm going to show you the other. Okay, and okay, this is the and the binary. Okay, this is the bin. So we do that. Okay. It give you all those numbers. You can see the first one is 0. So that is not correct. So if you use a frequency, remember, so you need to leave the first one blank. Otherwise, it's going to come out the number, the 0 on the first one. Okay, so let's see. Now you can do is call the frequency, right? You select all this on the bins, and then you do the bin. Oh, select all the data first. Okay, this is the data. All the data. And then you select the bin. Okay. You cannot change that number. Okay, you cannot change. You see you click on 0. That is the formula is called frequency, right? The frequency is that you have 4 within that range. Within that range, you click on that. You want to change it. It doesn't allow you to change. You got it? Yes.
Why did you put the 10, 14, 18, 22, 23?
Oh, that's the first number starting that group. So the 10 is between 10 to 13.
Can you write on the top bin, this bin number?
Yeah, this is the bin, yeah. Okay. And that's the frequency, right? So then you have the total, okay. So all you can do is called count if. Count if. And the range, okay, so you count all those numbers. Okay, and then you say the criterion. Criterion is you're using greater than that 10 but less than something, you know, is less than the 13. So you can set the count if function. Okay, so this is also you can get that is using the function is called count if. Okay, so if you wanted to know, you know, let's say how to do that, let's say you don't know how to do count if, okay, you can see, you can click on the help, okay, help will give you count if function, you click on that, okay, it's going to give you some formula here, right? You see on the right, okay, count if that one is greater than 100 or something. So they give you some examples like what is the formula? Is that okay, everybody? Okay, so you make sure, and then that criterion you need to put a like this is the quotation mark. I'll put the quotation mark. Everybody good? This part?
Yes.
Okay, so learn how to use the frequency and learn how to use the count if, and then you know how many numbers within that category. Good. Everybody, but my data is different from your project. Okay, I just wanted to let you know the function. You know, that's what we do. Okay, and then we have the total. Remember. So do you know how to get to the total? Yeah. So sum. Okay, when you sum them up, so you're supposed to get 24, right? So you're supposed to get the number is the count. So this is the number you count, right? So you count that as 24, that is actually you got. Is that okay, everybody? So any questions?
Frequency, not the count, yes, right.
Yeah, I'm using frequency. Yeah. So, but I know, you know, everybody know we can get that using the count if. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, this is the frequency. Yeah. Huh? Oh, it doesn't show that? Okay. Let me see what happens. Okay. Okay, the screen got back. Okay. So is that okay, everybody? Okay. Yeah. No question? I'm doing project for the project 1. So you guys need to submit by next week, next Tuesday. So that's the deadline. Submit the project 1. Huh? Not due today. So project 1. Today I'm going to give you the quiz, and yeah, we're gonna have that finished. Okay. Also, you're gonna do is that you calculate. Remember you calculate relative frequency, cumulative frequency, right? And cumulative relative frequency. Do you know how to get to the relative frequency? Okay, relative frequency. And then you do that is, okay, this is basically relative frequency is easy. You know, you get a frequency divided by the total. Okay, make sure you have the $sign. Okay, you press F4 and you can put $sign for the total. And then you click on enter, that's your relative frequency.
You do it one more time.
Okay, equal to, did you see the, okay, do that one more time. Okay, you see your frequency, this one, divided by your total. Okay, the total, you have to press F4 on your keyboard and to put $sign, or you just manually add a $sign before H and before 8. Okay, so why I do $sign? Because you don't want that number change when you apply the formula to all the other numbers. And then you click on enter, right? So you move your cursor to the right-hand side corner, and that's your relative frequency. Yeah, so the total is 1, right? You do the sum, and then you will see it has to be 1, the total. Yeah. Total has to be 1, that means 100%. Okay, now what is the cumulative, right? Okay, cumulative relative frequency. And okay, do you know how to get that?
No.
The first one is that, okay, right? Because your cumulative is you add all the way up, right? The second one is going to be, the second relative cumulative is the first one you got here, and plus the relative frequency for the second group, right? So you add them up. So you always add the previous accumulate relative frequency plus the new one, right? Yeah, new groups. Okay, so you click on enter, and then you drag all the way down. Okay, the last one is supposed to be 1 because that is going to be 100%. Right? Is that okay? Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger so you can maybe you can see. 35%. Okay. Yes.
You go to relative frequency, and click the first number
Next one.
to the left.
Yeah.
To the left, right there.
Professor, so for the cumulative relative frequency, you didn't put the $sign because you did it come automatically, right?
Yeah. So the cumulative relative frequency, you don't need to put $sign.
It come automatically.
Yeah, it's come automatically. So you need to put the formula on the second one, this one. Okay, you see that is J3 plus I4. Okay, J3 is the previous one and plus I4. So you apply that formula all the way down. So you don't have to put like a $sign. $sign is only the total, you divide it by that. That is the number you don't want it to change. As long as when you put $sign, that means the number is going to be fixed. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna say the other question 2, and you know how to calculate the mean, median, mode, and the geometric mean. Okay.
No, it's a question.
Yeah.
But it's over the frequency, relative frequency, and then cumulative relative frequency, but how about just cumulative frequency? Because we have 4.
Oh, cumulative frequency. Okay, this is a relative, right?
Yeah.
Cumulative frequency is going to be the same, like say the first one is that, right? And the second one is going to be the previous one plus this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can click on that, and then you apply that formula all the way down, and you should got 24, right? So that's is not a relative, it's a cumulative frequency.
I know that based on the page that it's cumulative because in the relative.
Yeah, this is a cumulative frequency. Okay. Okay, when you're talking about relative, that means is a percentage, is a decimal, right? Yeah.
Click the 4 on the screen.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 is equal to the that one, H3. Okay, the second one is going to be K3 plus H4. Is that good? Okay. So we're gonna do some of the descriptive statistics, mean, media, mode, and geometric mean. Okay, we do the mean. Do you know how to get to the mean? Okay, it's average, right? Okay, so you do the average, and then you select all the data. Okay, and then you close the parentheses. Okay, and then you do the median. The median is called median, right? The function is called median. And then you select that all the numbers here. Okay, and then you do mode. Okay, mode. Okay, mode a single or mode multiple. You need to mode single. Select all the data. Okay, mode, that means the most popular one, right? The most popular one. Okay, so what is the a geometric mean, right? Geometric mean is the geo mean. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna do the geo mean, geometric mean, and you select all the data. Okay, so that's the statistics of the point of measure, and then you have the range. Do you know how to do the variance, standard deviation, and the coefficient of variation? Huh?
It was equal to VAR dot P.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
You did mode.
Mode. Yeah, it's a mode.
We use mode single every time.
You can use multiple, depends. You know, sometimes your mode is like you can see the data, they have a two popular one or one popular one. Yeah.
Can you make the standard deviation and the numbers?
Yeah, so you can do the variance, right? And then you have the standard deviation
and the range.
and the okay, you want a range too? Okay, so the variance is VAR, okay, VAR dot P. Okay, that means the variance of population or S, okay. This is the variance. Okay, that's the variance. Okay, VAR dot P is a population, okay. And then you can do, STDEV, standard deviation dot P. And or you can just using STDEV, that's it. So I prefer you guys using dot P for the population, okay. For the reason why, there is one textbook is talking about that. Right? Okay, so the range, do you know the range?
Maximum number minus
Yeah, it's the maximum number minus the minimum. Okay, so do you know what is coefficient of variation?
Standard deviation divided by mean.
Okay, good. The standard deviation divided by the mean. Okay, this is the coefficient of variation. Is that right? Okay, good. So we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay. The standard deviation divided by mean. Okay. Standard deviation divided by the mean. That's your coefficient of variation. And also we have the, okay. And the first quantile and the third quantile. Okay, Mike. It's a frozen, but okay. Okay, so you can ask for help, like say help for quantile. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how quant. Okay, let me see what it is. Yeah, QUAR. Okay, so you can see the quantile function. Okay, the quantile is that they give you some example, you know, and this is the quantile. Usually you select the data, all the data, and then if you comma 1, that means that's the first quantile, right? If that is 3, that means the third quantile. And the second quantile basically is your median. It's going to be the same. And the first quantile is the maximum number. Okay. So let's do the quantile. Okay, and then equal to, okay, equal to that quantile and exe. Okay, and then you can select all the data here. Oh, and what is the data? Okay, you select all the data. And then you do, okay, and then you can select first quantile, like comma 1, that's the first quantile 25%. Okay, if you do the third quantile, it's just a comma 3, right? Okay, give you the first quantile. Okay, third quantile is that is the you just a comma that's 3, and then you can get that number. Is that okay?
In homework, you are
Can you do it again?
Do that again. Okay, let's say we do another one. Okay, the third quantile. Okay, quantile. Okay, give you another. Okay, the select the number is equal to quantile exe, and then you select all the data. Okay, and then you comma 3, that's the third quantile. Okay, yeah. Is that okay? So you got this one, that's the third quantile. And okay, mine is frozen, but you know, the first quintile, third quintile, interquartile. Do you know how to get interquartile? The third quintile minus the first quintile. Yeah. Okay, so I stop here so I then give you guys the quiz for this chapter 2. Yeah.
Say the first minus the third for the interquartile.
Interquartile, the third minus the first. Okay, now you can do your page 2 and then you finish and you submit. Yeah, I'm going to upload that into the it's a recording and upload that and providing the drive the link. Okay, pass it on. Okay. Huh? Yeah, finish that in class and turn it in, and then you can go.